And now, here is your host of Defender of the Republic Live, Kaidi.
Hi, guys. Hopefully you can see me. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Defender of the Republic Live. I'm so glad you guys are all here. Everybody give me a loud and clear if you can hear me well. I was having a little bit of trouble with delays and internet issues before, so I'm hoping everyone can see me loud and clear. Hello to everybody on Rumble, YouTube, and Pilled. The chat on Pilled is already live, so I love it. I also wanted to say thank you to Omazon and Sean for the ship already. Thank you so much, fam. Guys, listen, this has been a long time coming. I've been on so many great podcasts with all of my friends here on Pilled especially, but I've been on YouTube and Rumble with a bunch of great podcasters. So I've got some pretty big shoes to fill. So I'm hoping that everything I talk about will resonate with you here. And what I wanted to do in this inaugural episode is bring in someone in this movement, a wonderful patriot who I consider a brother. Every time we talk, I talk to him like he is my brother because he is my brother. So I wanted to welcome my co-host for the night, Jimmy One Leg Patriot. I love that smile in the video. After you take the drink. Hi, Jimmy.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being my co-host.
Yeah, it's an honor.
I have no idea how anybody would do this alone. I was like, how am I going to keep track of the chat and talk to everybody at the same time? Thank you for offering to co-host with me tonight.
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking. That's first and foremost. But yeah, let's have a good time.
Absolutely. So I wanted to talk about, so I will tell you this. So it's funny, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today, and one of the few friends I have left out of my childhood, and they said, someone called me from our high school and asked why we're still friends. And, you know, one of the things that I know a lot of people have dealt with in the Patriot movement and dealing with everything that is happening in the world, all the craziness, is the loss of friendships. But one of the places we talk about all the time where we're lucky is the friends that we've gained. So that's why, again, I wanted to bring you on, because the friendships that I've gained are friendships for a lifetime. And you have introduced me to so many wonderful people. So, you know, I wanted to spend some time talking about our awakening process. So I'll start with you.
So it's kind of a catch-22 with me. So my dad was a very, very staunch Democrat. And on September 11th, 2001, he told me this is an inside job. So I started digging on it and thinking, just like, I was never I really wasn't super political. I did pay attention to this stuff when I was younger. I was what 20, 22. Um, September 11, 2001. He he really sparked an interest in digging into what's really going on in this country, and it's been an absolute crazy journey since then. And for somebody that is on the blue pill side of things to red pill somebody that really wasn't um, political
Right.
and wasn't really awake to anything. I was just kind of going with the flow, being young and dumb and just going with the flow. It really, it really, it's made me harder in this fight.
Yeah.
The longer I go, the harder I fight. And, you know, we, we gain and lose people through our life, no matter what, as far as politics go and where we're at in this movement. The good ones stay in the ones that just refuse to adhere or listen, even just take some advice. Those
Yeah.
ones just that they automatically remove themselves from your life because they're not willing to look at a different perspective as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed. I
And
mean, if you look at it though, I think a lot of people are in that situation where people have so many things going on in their lives. They kind of stay in their own little bubble. They're looking at what's around them and they're saying, okay, something's off, but what am I going to do about it? Right. And
yeah,
that's the issue. And that I think is what I've noticed that a lot of us have in common is that when you see that something doesn't make sense and something can potentially hurt everyone around you, you can't stay silent about it. You need to know more and you need to make sure you're prepared and you want to warn everyone like, "Hey, I'm seeing this. A lot of us are seeing this. I want you to see it too." And it
yep,
comes from a place of love, and there's so many things I can go into about that, but I think that's what people are missing. Because even
yeah,
today, I was on Truth Social and someone commented, and you saw it. Someone commented something negative to a lot of people that were on my feed. And
mhm,
I responded with a post basically explaining that people that are hurt other people. And
yep,
the issue with that is that at some point, everyone in this country is going to notice that something's really wrong. And a lot of people are in different phases of this. When we first realized that something was really off, and I think this is for everyone, there's the phases of grief. I think that first phase is anger. So when you see someone responding in anger, that's because they're scared. We were all there at some time. And that's why
yep,
I encourage people to go about it with love and understand what it is that's hurting that person. And the harder they try to hurt, the more pain they're feeling in their heart. And that's the understanding that I think a lot of us have, and a lot of us that are friends, right? We talk about this a lot.
yeah. The one thing is that it's so hard to your close friends and your family that just don't understand the amount of research that we do and the stuff that we hold to be true.
Mhm.
And it's really hard to try to explain to them that, okay, you don't have to believe me, but just look into it, please. Like, look into it for yourself.
Yeah,
you know um I really, it's so hard for me to talk to just normal people because all I want to do is like, hey, just shake them and like, hey, wake up. Like, hey, we're here for you. I mean, we will help wipe the crust off of your eyes. Like,
yeah,
we're here for you. We're not going to be those vengeant, like, you know, people that want to just tear you down for not knowing what's going on, because it's all by design.
agreed.
This whole entire system. I mean, from I mean, really, if you look at it like the Rockefellers, the education system and the pharmaceutical, all that is all by design, and it's been going on since the mid 1800s.
For a
If
very
people
long
don't, if
time. And
yeah,
that's
if
the
people,
part that I've started to recognize where people think this is just about Joe Biden. This is not just about Joe Biden. You know, FJB, but it's not just about him. The issue is that this is years worth of evil that we're battling, that the veil has finally been lifted for more people to be able to see things. And one of
Yep,
the things I share on Truth Social a lot is eyes to see, having the eyes to see. So when you start seeing things that are wrong and you start connecting a lot of dots, you start seeing the world very differently, which is why I always say The Matrix was a documentary
it
because
pretty
you
much
see the world
was.
differently.
Yep, and a lot of people don't want to believe that the world's this evil, and it's it's beyond evil. These people are willing to go to any lengths to win, and that's what's wrong with I'm going to say the Republican Party is that they're not mean enough. They've been such softies for so long, and they don't back each other. If one gets in trouble, they attack them. I
Yeah.
mean, it's to me is it's just
You see it everywhere, but that's where
yeah,
unity is important. And I reference the movie Mean Girls a lot, probably because I've watched it 100 times. But that scene where she's like, "You can't sit with us," I see that all the time, everywhere.
yeah,
And as I continue to grow and learn about what's really important, that type of thinking is so juvenile to me, right? It's so, I was there. We've all been that "you can't sit with us" person. But as you grow older and you start to think about, I want a better world for my children. I want a better world for all children. We should be fighting for each other's kids. We're a community. We're a country of people that can be there for each other. I saw something
yep,
beautiful today on Truth Social. A mom whose son lost his job, she put it out on Truth. And Entheos, I think, was the one that shared it everywhere. And the woman received so much so many responses from people with, "Hey, I know this person or this place is looking for a job." I sent her, a number for a recruiter who I reached out to who's a patriot and would be able to help. But this is what we should be doing is helping each other out. When they say help your fellow man, love thy neighbor as you love yourself, that's exactly
yeah.
what is supposed to be happening.
And that's what's been lost in this country is genuine people. Everybody's out for themselves, and I can tell you right now, I know you're a genuine person. I know I'm a genuine person, and I can see like 20 people in this chat that I know are genuine people.
Amen.
And
Agreed.
and I mean the chat's going absolutely crazy over on Pilled.
By the
And
way, thank you, Brainstorm and Burnt Cocaine. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Bert, he's a good dude. Hey, I just want to tell everybody that I just got my mom
Oh,
on
that's right.
Foxhole today.
Yep.
She is
Mrs. One Leg Up.
one leg Patriots
Mama.
mom.
Everybody
So
go follow One Leg Patriots Mama. I love it.
I
That
love you,
is so
mom.
cool that you got your mom on
My
there.
my
Love you,
my mom
Mom.
is a very very kind-hearted lady, and that's where I get it from.
Absolutely. She did a great job raising you because if there are a whole lot of yous, we'd be in a better situation right now.
Yeah, and one thing is that as we go through this journey of the awakening or whatever we want to call it, everybody needs to realize that there are people that we have different perspectives and we see things differently. And if we all can come together and take a little piece of everybody and everybody can share themselves with each other, like the way I look at this whole movement is that there's no information that is just good for one person. We all need to share it, and don't be stingy with the information that you find. Like
Right.
you know that. Like we text back and forth all the time. Like
Mhm.
here, hey, check this out. Here, check that out. Here's this and that. Like, you know, there's so many people in this movement that just they need to find their place. And if we can help them feel more comfortable in that place, we're going to get ahead way faster.
So that's a good segue, Jimmy, to my almost, I wouldn't say awakening, what created how Defender of the Republic came to be. So my story goes that back in right during the Summer of Love, when everyone was losing their minds and Donald Trump was running for a second term, politics became a thing that everyone talked about. The culture shifted. Everybody wanted to talk about politics. So friends of mine that I grew up with, 20 plus years of friendship, people I went to high school with, people that were, godmother to my daughter, bridesmaids in my wedding, all of that, asked, who are you voting for? The moment I said Trump, it was almost like I could have said the worst thing on earth. And it
Kill
became,
babies or something.
oh, it was horrible. I couldn't believe the reaction I got. I received from them.
Past tense.
Yeah. But the reaction I received, I was floored because they attacked me. They went on the attack. And I was just, it makes people unlike themselves. I did not believe that these people could react this way. And I was shocked. And I tried to defend my place and my position as to why, and they didn't want to hear it.
Nope.
And for it took me a very long time to realize that it wasn't necessarily my friends that were being bad people. The media stole my friends from me.
Correct.
And that's when I became very angry because the fact that they couldn't see what I was seeing, I realized that the brainwashing really, really got to them. And it's even the term brainwashing can trigger people. So, but that's really what the American propaganda is, the best in the world for a reason.
Yeah. So one thing that I always fall back on is Yuri Bezmenov and the whole ideological subversion and how they have demoralized the nation and the steps. Like, we're not out of the woods for seriously probably 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
15, maybe even 20 before we can get this stuff turned around. And there's a reason why we all fight so hard and spend so much time. Like, how much research did you do to just for this one show?
Oh my God.
This one show.
I think my husband wants to kill me. The time he's had to watch the kids and all the stuff I'm doing.
Well, seriously, like, honestly, for an hour, 2 hours of, unless we're live digging, which I love, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like, just to get all this information to present to everybody on stream, we honestly, it's probably 8 hours for an hour and a half, 2 hour show of research that we have to do.
Oh my God, I just saw all this yellow, by the way, on my screen. Not to interrupt
it's
you.
going nuts. No. And then I wanted to say, who was it? I can't even. Tiglioli 58 gave a $50 Rumble rant.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, guys. You guys are so kind. Seriously. I've got Rev Jim with a phone, CR8 IV Writer with a cookie, Lori with a cookie, Lori with a can, and Brainstorm with a can. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so grateful that everybody's watching, by the way.
This is our fam. This is like the core group of our fam. Like, serious.
I know,
like,
it really is.
We have such a great network in Pilled and Foxhole, or Foxhole and Rumble. You Kaidi, yourself are an amazing content creator, and
thank you.
I'm going to say that you have a big, huge chunk of clout in this movement. You do.
But thank you. That's
well,
very sweet of you.
No, in the first time we met, 2 days later, we met in person.
I know. Was that crazy, by the way?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to come with me to Nashville? Okay, why not?
Let's do it. And guess what? Memories have been made, and we've made so much forward. We've gained so much more forward momentum by sharing each other's friends and and pushing each other out and retruthing and retweeting and do all of this stuff. This is what it's about. We're supporting each other in even the smallest little bit, a like on something, or a retweet or a retruth, or giving you a little bit of information that might that might give you a little bit more information to put out this video that might wake up 5-6 people.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I'm going to actually play my first viral video, which is how this whole thing started.
Beer at the Parade says we stink. We stink pretty.
Yes, we love you too, Beer. And I will say, I mean, Jimmy was the one that introduced me to my new family that I think you guys make me cry at least once or twice a month. You guys are so amazing. I mean, again, the size of the hearts on these people are absolutely incredible. And again, this is what I mean when the media makes us look like extremist, crazy people. Have you ever met any of us? Because my friends are amazing. My new friends are amazing, and they will do anything for each other. And I'm telling you, when I was freaking out over my stickers not working on Pilled, I hit one button, FaceTime Sean, and he was like, I got you. And he's helping me. And this is what I mean, is that everyone has each other's back, and it's absolutely incredible to see. But this video I wanted to play for you guys. So as I'm losing all of my friends and this is happening, and I'm crying every day. I swear, I don't cry all the time, but lately it seems like I do. But because I was in a bad place. I had just had a baby. I had just lost my father-in-law, who was really my main source of a father figure. And here I am now losing all of my best friends. So I was very angry. Speak of, the awakening process, you're very angry. I was angry. And I also felt like I had no one. You feel very lonely in this process and like you have nobody to talk to. So I remember, I want to say I was like in putting my daughter to sleep or something like that. And I'm got the news on and I'm just like, what? Is nobody else seeing this craziness? Am I the only one that can see through this? And I was so frustrated. I made a video about it. So this video I'm going to play for you was my first viral video. And thank you to Conservative Daily, who actually played it on their show as well. I'm going to play it for you and let me know what you guys think.
What if Trump said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? What if Trump's claim to fame was creating a policy that jailed more minorities for petty crimes than ever before? What if Trump never left his basement? What if Trump averaged 104 EOs per year? What if those first 42 EOs were in his first 4 months as president? What if Trump's public schedule showed he only worked 4 hours a day? What if Trump sniffed young children? What if Trump's sons had sex tapes? What if there were video of Trump's sons doing crack? What if his sons were never arrested for it? What if his sons illegally applied for gun permits? What if Trump's family had financial ties to foreign countries that wanted to hurt our country? What if Trump's campaigns were funded heavily by big tech, big pharma, and the CCP? What if Trump's children openly laundered money by becoming artists and selling art for more than Van Gogh or Picasso and then told you they couldn't divulge who their buyers were? What if Trump fell down the stairs of Air Force One 3 times in one climb? What if Trump opened the borders to give free healthcare, food, housing, and education to any and everyone that wanted to come, but didn't require them to pay taxes? What if Trump allowed those coming across the border to do so with children that were trafficked in order to make it through? What if this happened during a pandemic and he didn't require them to get tested, vaccinated, or even social distance, but he mandated that you and your children do? What if Trump required federal employees to take an experimental vaccine? What if Trump allowed your local governments to muzzle your children for over a year with no significant numbers or science to back it up? What if he did all of this? What if Trump said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? What if Trump's...
Oh.
We had technical troubles there, but you got the point of the video. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, the video got messed up. I don't want to start it over. So
this is a first stream.
Yeah, I will tell you, I love StreamYard, but for some reason, it just cuts out from time to time, and it's no bueno. But that video, so I put that out. You could tell I had no intention of that going anywhere. And my aunt calls me from Houston and she goes, "You're on the radio right now." And I'm like, "No, I'm working." "What do you mean?" And I have a delay, by the way. So again,
You do?
yep. See? Hold
Just
on.
go off, stop cam and come back on. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
There you go. You're
Oh,
good.
still delayed. It's okay. It'll fix itself.
It'll straighten itself out.
So she calls me, says I'm on the radio, and it turns out there's a iHeart radio show called the Michael Berry Show, and he was the one playing me on there, and that's how it started to go viral. But then a bunch of people picked it up, it went everywhere, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, I need a name because I can't put my own name out there because I've already gotten enough crap from people. So that's where Defender of the Republic came from. But I will tell you what, after that is when I started to find the community of people that cared, right? They wanted to talk to me and they wanted to share our opinions together. And it wasn't something I was used to because where I grew up, it's a very left leaning place. So I wasn't used to it. And I'm so grateful that I'm where I am right now and that I've got so many wonderful people that I'm surrounded by and that I can actually speak to things because when we were being censored all over the place, it got very lonely. And I'm totally distracted by my delay. So I'm going to let you speak for a minute while I bring myself back in.
So just for me, I think my screen name is very I mean, I don't know, self what do you call it?
Explanatory.
Yeah, self-explanatory. I got one leg and I'm a patriot and I will always be a patriot till the day I take my last breath. I will fight tooth and nail.
You're a tough one. You'd never. When I first had I not known your name was One Leg Patriot, I would have never known you had one leg because we surely walked 10 miles a day. Those 2 days we spent together, it was crazy.
Yep.
It was incredible.
And then we had our amazing counterpart, Mr. Patriot AU. Man,
love him.
What a good dude. I mean, absolutely amazing. And then do you remember Debbie and what's Debbie and I just texted with her the other day. I can't remember her mom's name, but Debbie, the mom and daughter that we interviewed.
Oh yes, that we interviewed.
Yes,
correct. They were amazing. There were some great people at this Reawakening tour in Nashville. I mean, the people that were there were so great to talk to, and not just the people that were speakers. I'm talking about the attendees. Hearing some of their stories, the things they had to say. If you guys haven't been, by the way, in the chat or people watching, if you haven't been to any of these events, I would encourage you to find a way to get there because meeting those people was the highlight of my weekend.
My mom
outside
says
of the PBRs
in the pill chat. Yeah, we had a few. Just a few.
A few.
My mom said hi to you in the pill chat.
Hi, Mom. I'm trying to find. There it is. I got it. So, because that and what I will do is I will post it in Telegram for you guys, and I'm on Telegram at Defender of the Republic 22. And by the way, I wanted to give kudos to Omazon and Rev DQ out there at Pilled modding the chat. So thank you very much. And Rev also happens to be on the Telegram channel. He is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you to him. And we're going to put it on Telegram for you guys to see. So what I wanted to do is but then I also had a why questions video, which went viral. The part 2, I will say it's funny. The part 2 to my what if Trump video was censored so much, no one saw it. So I may play that one. I don't know.
So
what do you think?
I just want to give a shout out to all these people here in the chat, like Sean Anon,
Yeah.
Energeo Matrix, 10 ounce silver. I'm still not in a cult. I promise you that. And Amazon, Rev, awesome. You're amazing.
Hi,
Fallen
guys.
One, Johnny, Patriot AU, Brainstorm, like Irish Rose, and Utmost. I'm so happy to have my mom, one
Me
leg
too.
Patriot mom, in the chat. It makes my heart happy. Really does.
Ditto. So I'm gonna go with the why video.
Yeah.
So this video was, I want to say, 2 or 3 months after the "What if Trump" video, and it's again me questioning what is happening, but I put it all together because I wanted other people to see it too.
Why doesn't Joe Biden take questions? Why hasn't Joe had a cognitive examination? Why did Joe stop the Keystone Pipeline while removing sanctions that allowed Russia to resume theirs? Why did Joe Biden run on defunding the police but later claim while in office that he never did? Why did we leave billions of dollars in cash and equipment in Afghanistan? Why are we negotiating with terrorists? Why are we providing them with humanitarian aid? Isn't the billions of dollars in cash enough? Why did we airlift 130,000 Afghans but only 3% were qualified to be transported here? And why are Americans still trapped there? Why has the government failed to recognize the 13 service members we lost? And why did Nancy Pelosi refuse to allow their names to be read? If many countries around the world charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for citizenship, why are we allowing millions to come into ours for free and unvetted? Why hasn't Joe or Kamala been to the border? Why are we allowing child trafficking and drug smuggling there? Why are migrants being kept in horrific conditions in close quarters during a pandemic? Why are members of our administration consistently seen maskless, but children are still forced to wear them for several hours a day? Why are COVID case numbers higher now than they were before we had a vaccine? Why hasn't the FDA or the CDC shared the effectiveness and success of therapeutics against the virus in other countries with us? If remdesivir has proven to be less than 50% effective, why are we still using it here? If this is really about saving lives, why are we not offering free therapeutics to all Americans? Why is Dr. Fauci still employed by the federal government if his emails prove he funded gain of function that led to this pandemic and lied under oath about it? Why haven't we held China accountable yet? Where is the EO that legitimizes the vaccine mandate? Is the federal government allowed to enforce such a mandate? What changed between now and the time Joe, Nancy, Jen, and Kamala all said the government didn't have this power? Where is the law that enforces fines for companies to enforce it on American workers? Why is this administration specifically not mandating them for illegal immigrants forcing their way into the country? Why are we providing aid to those illegally coming here when so many Americans are living below the poverty line and are in need? Why is Hunter allowed to sell art for large sums of money to buyers he's allowed to interact with after the White House claimed all buyers would be kept anonymous from him? Why did the art gallery Hunter uses receive over $500,000 in COVID relief from the federal government when they only have 2 employees? How many other small businesses with 2 employees receive the same? If Joe Biden has historically been so hard on drug offenders, why hasn't Hunter Biden been arrested for using crack? Why did Joe and Hunter still owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes? If your campaign concerns were toward taxing the rich and large corporations, why is this administration so focused on such a small number like $600 transactions for all Americans being scrutinized? If a large percentage of Americans have questions in regards to the legitimacy of the 2020 election, and if such a clean election, why not support full forensic audits to prove that it was? Why have so many people in Congress, including Kamala Harris, questioned the integrity of using these voting machines and mail-in ballots, but those concerns have suddenly disappeared? There are so many questions we have after only 9 months, but somehow this administration doesn't think they have to answer to those that supposedly elected them, which leads to my final question of the video. Joe, why are you working so hard to destroy America? We the people deserve better, and we deserve answers. Thanks for listening, and God bless America.
Yeah. Thanks,
Dude,
StreamYard.
killed it. Killed it.
I don't know. I might have to switch to another platform.
No, you're good. No, I think we can get it figured out. We got people that will help.
Yeah. So that video, it's funny because I made that when TikTok limited you to 3 minutes. So I was trying to get all of the information into the 1 3-minute video. So you could hear me like out of breath trying to get all the information
Like you're
out.
running on the treadmill.
Pulling myself out again. Try to not be delayed again.
Yeah, I think it will it'll fix itself. I don't know how much RAM you have going on your computer, but it should I don't
So I closed out of everything, but it's still doing this, and I don't know why, because it
it's all
shouldn't.
good. Don't worry about it.
Got lots of should have lots of internet speed, which I checked, but don't know why.
Yeah, we'll be
So
good.
anyway,
Holy smokes. There's a $100 Rumble rant in
I'm glad you're checking this because I had to close everything out, so I'm not delayed. Now I feel
uh
out of the loop.
platin I don't even know how to say it. But thank you for the $100 Rumble
Oh,
rant.
I know who that is. He's they're on Truth Social. Thank
Yeah.
you guys. I know who that is.
Put your handle in the chat, and I'll give you a follow.
One thing I did want to talk about, Jimmy, is
Yeah.
this wonderful Punisher behind you.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So I saw the Orange Man Bad shirts, and I'm like, I can make that out of metal. So I got a hold of Believe Media, Mr. Andrew, and said, hey, I would like to send one of these to Cash. Just let me know where to send it to. And I sent it to him, and then I made a bunch. And
I want you to talk about how hard that is to make, by the way. When you told me the process it is to create that.
it's a lot of work, but just mainly in like Inkscape, creating the vector file. And I actually changed up the vector file to make it look a little bit more pissed off. You guys can see the Punisher up above here.
Mhm.
It and then you can see the eyes on the other one. They're actually pretty close to the same size. But I wanted to make it look a little bit more irritated with what's going on.
Yeah, so I put the
And
banner there, guys. If you guys want to get one, fightwithcash.com. And I also added how to get there because when you go on the shop page, it's actually on page 2. Just FYI, if you want to grab one of those. I have one in my office. I love looking at it. I have it directly in front of me so I could see it every day as I'm
then I
working.
got the boss up there, and he's repping Fight with Cash.
Love it. And Cash is just an amazing patriot. I'm so happy to have Cash on our side of this battle because
Dude.
if you guys haven't caught a Cash's Corner, by the way, on Epoch Times, am I pronouncing that right?
Epoch Times, yeah.
It's what, Friday nights at 8 o'clock?
Eastern, yep.
He does an incredible job of explaining things to people who may not know what is happening. And he just breaks it down very well. So if you haven't caught one, I think you should try to get there. The other thing I wanted to go over, and this one I might bother some people because this Dylan Mulvaney thing. I know it's been talked about a lot, and I've seen people on the left annoyed at us for being mad about it, and I've seen people on the right who are saying this is a big distraction. Why are we talking about it? But I think people missed the real story there. So, yeah. So one thing, right? And I think I did hear somebody mention this. Remember back, and I think it was back in the Summer of Love when they were taking faces off of brands, right? Like Aunt Jemima couldn't be on a pancake box anymore. It was like, it's racist to have a black face on a brand. What? That never made sense to me. But it's okay to have Dylan Mulvaney as the face. I don't get it. So that's one. Two was, the other reason why this is something to talk about. Men are taking the place of women in everything. Sports, woman of the year, beauty pageants, I mean, women fought for so long for women's rights, and we're in a circus. So the fact that Dylan Mulvaney, forget Bud Light, she's the spokesperson for Kate Spade. How many men are buying Kate Spade? Right? I don't even know what to say, he or she. Dylan Mulvaney is the face for Olay, which is a women's skincare brand. I mean, Jimmy, you ever use Olay? No, that should be a woman spokesperson. So that aside, that's not even the worst part of it. So I took some notes to make sure that I'm explaining this properly to you guys. But the biggest part of this is the Corporate Equality Index, the CEI, is what people are missing. And I don't know that I've heard anybody talking about it. And this goes back, and I've been sharing a lot of videos or resharing my video about George Soros, where I wanted people to get to understand this because he's involved when it comes to this Dylan Mulvaney thing. And I want to explain why. So this Corporate Equality Index is overseen by HRC. HRC is the Human Rights Campaign. The Human Rights Campaign's largest donor is the Open Society, Open Societies, which is owned by
Mr.
ding, ding,
Soros.
ding, George Soros. Okay,
Mr. Baggy Eyes himself.
Yeah. So here's the problem, and it gets worse, right? Because not only is George Soros holding companies saying you must be inclusive of everything I tell you must be inclusive of. Because what happens is they get a score, and it's like a social credit score for companies. And if they do not get a high score, not only will they not be recognized as a great place to work, but guess who else is involved with this HRC are the three largest investment companies like BlackRock. Oh, have they been in the news lately? They have. So now here's BlackRock saying, oh, you're not doing what George Soros tells you to do? Guess what? No money for you. That is the reason why the Dylan Mulvaney thing is bigger news than just what people are saying it is. And this is where people need to start thinking and connecting dots and seeing how far back this goes. You know, George Soros not only has had years worth of influence on everything around us, but now George Soros's son is involved in everything. So you think, you know, George Soros, 100 million years old and problems go away? No. Guess what? There's another Soros coming right behind him. Thoughts on this, Jimmy?
You know, I spent 2.5, 3 hours going over this, article you sent me, looking into every single and putting the connections together. And George Soros is everything that we do not stand for. Like he gives money to I know for a fact Alianza Americas. Sean and I did a dig on that one day, and this is all about child trafficking, getting children from Central and South America up to the United States so they can be trafficked by HHS and all these other nasty, you know, this is it.
That's what the everyday person doesn't see. They're seeing on the news, oh, the border's open and right-wingers hate Mexicans. That's literally what they're seeing from CNN. That has nothing to do with why we're upset with the border being open. And there are many reasons, but one of them, just like you said, is the child trafficking.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is the largest child trafficker right now because he's allowing it to happen and turning a blind eye to it. Like it's not there. And the problem is, imagine being, you know, a border patrol agent, how one, dangerous your job has just become. Two, the horrors that you're seeing. Imagine getting up every day knowing what you're getting yourself into. There's no way.
And they have no protection for themselves. I mean, they're getting fired upon across the Rio Grande and from even the dry land border. Um, they're getting fired upon, and we don't hear about all these border agents getting shot and none of this. I mean, to me, it's baffling. Like, why are we spending so much time on Trump's the bad guy, Trump's the bad guy, like hence Orange Man bad? Like, that's all they want to do. When he was a Democrat funding these people, he was the greatest thing since sliced cheese.
He was in rap
Like,
videos. Everybody loved Donald Trump. He was a man.
yeah.
He was a G, you know?
Oh yeah.
And now, because he's exposed corruption, what do you think they're going to do? Of course, they're going to attack him. Bad guys are going to attack the guy that's exposing them. And that's the part where I don't understand why people aren't seeing it. But again, you have to put yourself in their shoes. If you're watching TV all day and you're watching CNN all day and you don't want to believe that the world is evil out there, you're going to go along with their narrative and say, yes, I don't like that man because they told me not to. You know, people go back to, you know, Donald Trump had, you know, didn't pay bills, or I don't know. I've like tuned out there. They're what they tell me.
I seriously think that these people are just pissing up a rope, to be honest, because Trump is probably one of the cleanest people on this planet, as far as I'm concerned.
Think about it.
And,
The people
and
who
I didn't even like Trump until the end of 2021. Like, until I watched like, as a person, I thought he was a great president.
Mhm.
But I was like, I just couldn't get with the whole kayfabe style of Trump. You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't get with it. You know,
Oh, well, people that love Trump still say, well, I wish he wouldn't talk the way he does. I wish he would be more presidential. You know who was more presidential and suave? Obama. And you know what Obama did? He took everything from you.
yeah, and
And
he
that's
made
the
this
problem.
country. He brought that nasty head of racism back to this country. Just
Great
right after the
divider.
whole the whole right after the whole Occupy Wall Street. That's when the whole Dallas shooting happened. I mean, if you guys don't know, this guy was probably one of the most prolific people in creating the divide in this country.
Yes.
Like, it pains me to even look at that guy without wanting to just smack him.
I think at
Honestly.
some point I would like to do an episode on Obama just because there's so much to cover there. I would probably need
Oh.
more than one episode, but I might have to bring Tori in for that one because I think she's an expert in that field.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. Yeah, I mean, the whole Trump thing, when the American propaganda machine tried to divide that into a DeSantis thing,
Yeah.
was
That was
just
dumb. It was
it
dumb.
was, but it's still happening. It's still happening, and the issue is that people just have to get over. He's a New Yorker, right? Like, Trump is a New Yorker. Trump is one of us. He is not a politician. I don't understand why people would want a politician when we know that politician is a bad word. It's become a bad word. We know that politicians it's almost like saying you're a lawyer. Oh no, you're dirty, corrupt, you're a criminal. People don't trust lawyers. People don't trust politicians, but you want them to be more like a politician. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, the one thing that I mean drives me nuts is that, you know, if you're going to run for a political office of any sort, you have to either declare that you're a independent, Republican, or Democrat. I don't identify as any. I identify as a constitutionalist,
Right.
a America First patriot. Like, that's what Donald Trump is trying to bring back to this country, is America First. Like,
Agreed.
that's what we need to be. We don't need to be Trump first. We need to be America first. Trump is become an idol that people are like almost worshiping, but it's kind of not. It's not a good stay in my mind's eye. We have to be. They're taking his America first for a Trump first, and that's not what we need to do. Am I all for Donald Trump? Yes, 100%. Will I vote for him? Yes, 100%. Would I back everything he does within reason, yes. But we have to be America first. We have to get out there and fight at the city level, like your own city and county and state level. Fight, because that's the only way we're going to get this changed. We are the plan. There's nobody going to save us. We have to fight.
Local action, national impact.
Correct.
And
Yep.
I said this before, we're all busy people. I'm
Yep.
a mom. I work a lot of hours. I have a whole household. I've got a husband. I've got a million things. But if I do nothing, then I have to explain to my kids in the future why their world is destroyed
Mhm.
and that I did nothing to help them, to save them from that. And
To
I will
to
do everything in my power to make sure that their future is better.
yeah,
And but speaking to what you said about being patriotic, I want to remind people, if you're around for this, 9/11. What happened in the days after 9/11 was that this country came together and we were more patriotic than we ever were. And we looked to each other and we remembered why we cared about each other. And we remembered why we need to stand together as a community, as a country, as people, we the people. The problem is the media has taken that from us. They've tainted patriotism to be something that it's not and to be something that's a bad word. They've stolen that definition from us. And
Yep.
my fear is that it would take a 9/11 event for people to remember that. So I want people to remember it before we get there so that we don't get there.
Yeah, I it's really hard for me to put this in just a few words, but I'm gonna really try. So, what really took a lot of wind out of the Patriot sails was January 6th and that whole fake insurrection. We know that it was. We know in our hearts that there was nobody there that was a true patriot that was
It's
doing
not in our
anything
hearts. I mean, there's
nefarious.
video footage,
Yeah,
4,000 plus hours of video footage. It's not just in our hearts.
no,
We know.
14,000,
Yeah,
fourteen
yeah.
thousand
I knew there was a
hours.
4 in there.
Yeah, but no, serious. Like this is a time in our lives that we have to be vigilant, and we have to keep everything in the forefront, and watch what's really going on in the mainstream media. Like there's a lot of people, like, I give kudos to Drunk Pinata for busting their balls every day. He goes in there and he completely dissects what they're saying and completely just ruins them.
Mhm.
It's I really love watching what he does, because I don't have the time to do it. Everybody in this movement has a place. Once you
Right.
find your place, and we start moving forward together as a family and a group and one combined nation, and we stand up, their game is over. The deep state, the cabal, whatever you want to call it. And I just I the 3 million people that were at January 6th, it really took the wind out of people's sails. It really did. When they started arresting people and putting them in jail with no due process. Because guess what? DC is foreign land.
Mhm.
You know that they can do that.
So people don't understand that, and people don't understand that they put grandmothers in jail. They put people in jail
Yep.
who were just there that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They didn't give them due process. It could be any of you. It could have been anybody at any time. They're still doing it. Look at what happened today with this leaker, this 20-year-old leaker. Was this really the person that leaked this information? Did that really happen? Would a 20-year-old get his hands on that kind of information, or is this someone that they're targeted? Could be anybody.
Yeah.
And that's why it's something that we have to keep our eyes opened about. We have to stand with each other and realize that until things are better, we have to continue to expose it. It's the only way.
Yep. Yep. And I mean, just look at just look at like all these shootings lately. It's all MK Ultra. Like and look at every address that these shootings have been happening at has something to do with the Scientology of 33 and the Freemasons and all that. You know,
Yeah.
it's not.
There are people out there who don't want to see that. The
I know.
cognitive dissonance, they don't want, they think we're crazy when we say that. That there's too many. I say this a lot. I do not believe in coincidence.
No, me
Think
neither.
everything that seems like a coincidence is for a reason.
Yep.
So we've got 4 minutes left. The hour flew by the way.
See, I told you.
But one of the
It's
things
getting
I wanted to
time.
ask you, Jimmy, is tell us what you're working on.
A lot of stuff I'm working on with the Brainstorm fam. I mean, you know, and Severe and I have our Woo Wednesdays, which is going to be a staple. It's if you want to get woo and hear some stuff that most people get triggered on and go ree, even in this movement, dude, we're just putting it out there. We're having a good time. We're having fun with it. I mean, it's not cultish. It's not it. Yeah, it is fringe type of stuff. But guess what? We've done our research. We're not saying anything is one particular thing. We're just putting it out there. And then we're giving our opinion, our perspective. That's all it is. There's people even in this movement that can't be open to somebody else's perspective because they're so hardcore. They're honestly they're trained. They're trained and they can't get out of that train of thought.
You've got to be open to the possibility of everything.
Yeah, of everything. Because if you believe one thing in this movement, then you better be open to everything. And at least look at it. And if
People
you
are
still
in
feel
for
that
a
way,
very hard awakening. I mean,
dude,
on
above
every
and beyond,
level,
above
everything
and
we
be-
think we know is
yeah, it's.
not real.
I mean, there are a few of us people that have some very. I'm not going to say inside sources or anything like that, but they're people that have opened our eyes to some serious things, and we do research on it. But the main thing that I have going on is with Stormy J and I have been doing with Brainstorm. We've been doing this thing on the Rockefellers and how they have, they're they John Rockefeller said that I would rather have that he wants a nation of workers, not intellects.
Mhm.
And paraphrasing, probably not their exact words, but you know, um, oh, Matt 1776 says he wants a woo tidbit tonight.
Well,
Uh,
if you want to call people out in the chat, because I don't have it. I'm sorry,
oh yeah,
guys. I wish I
oh
could
you're
be
fine.
in there chatting with you guys.
Yeah, so Amazon gave a cookie. Amazon gave another cookie, and Lori 1717 gave a cookie.
You guys are amazing.
Average Joe Patriot gave a can, and let's see here. I'm going. That's all I can. And
Thank you, guys.
Gramps, I can't see all of the cookies, but there's 5,347 cookies or pills. Sorry.
Yeah. So
but
there are a couple of things I also wanted to mention. I'm going to attempt to share screen without destroying myself here. And I promise you guys by next week, I will figure out what is going on with my connection here. And we got to get this fixed. But I wanted to share this with you guys. If you are in the New Jersey area, and let me make this so that you guys can see it. If you're in the New Jersey area, Garrett Ziegler, true patriot who spent almost a year of his time putting all of this information together about the Biden laptop report. If you have not read through it, Biden.digital or BidenLaptopMatters.com. There's so many places for you guys to see it, but there are it's 600 and something pages of narrative that's easy to read, plus tons and tons of receipts. I'm telling you guys, it's not just the stuff that the media is telling you that's in there. It's not just the gross stuff. It is 450 plus crimes by the Biden crime family. If you have not seen it, you're going to want to see it. So I'm going to bring us back. It's in and I didn't mention Bridgewater, New Jersey, this Sunday, 7 p.m., Green Knoll Grill. I will put that into my Telegram chat as well. So I'll be there, but I'm super excited to finally meet Garrett in person, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, so I'd like to push some people over to go to, right after this, go to Michael J. Penny, and then you have Sean Anon, and then you have Severe Anon for Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah, so 9 o'clock, Michael J. Penny, 10 o'clock, Johnny Q and Sean Anon it needed to be said. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. And then Severe's Thirsty Thursdays at 11 p.m. I invite you guys to go check them out. Remember, it is important to support your friends. Always support your friends when you can. That is one thing that we can do differently. And I want to support one of my friends, Patient Advocate Bulldog, because they care about my health, and they've been so amazing. Again, one of the things that you guys will realize over time is that what we know about medicine is, again, not what we should be doing. So those guys have helped me out tremendously. They came all the way over here. We did a red light therapy. It was amazing. So check those guys out, patientadvocatebulldog.com. Any final thoughts from you, Jimmy? Thank you for being here.
I'm pretty sure everybody on here follows me on Truth, One Leg Patriot, and then on Twitter, One Leg Patriot 80.
80.
If I can't wait to come back on, in the coming weeks and months. We have so much fun together, no matter what. Like, it's, this was very, I'm so glad that you asked me to do this, and it just makes me
I'm
happy.
glad you did this with me, because it felt like talking to my brother, which is great.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, guys, at YouTube, Rumble, Foxhole, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. I try to get back to everyone. You guys are absolutely amazing. Omazon and Rev for being the mods, Jimmy for helping me moderate. Guys, I am so grateful to you guys. And just remember, please, as you go through your communications with people, remember everyone's in a different phase of awakening. People come off as angry, and they respond to you in anger. It may just be that they need to be shown some kindness. So that is the message that I would like to leave you guys with for the day. I will be here every Thursday at 8 p.m. And then don't forget, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. All my friends will be streaming after me. So stay tuned for those guys. And again, Jimmy, thank you for being here. And thank you, everyone else.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, Defender of the Republic here. You may have seen me on TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Twitter, or Truth Social. Today, I, like many others fighting to unite our country and share truth, was silenced by this platform. I understand what I'm signing up for when I choose to establish myself on a platform of a private company. However, I've taken the time to read through the community guidelines and follow them for every single post they've created. Yet, we know the world is not fair. Free speech is no longer a right, and tyranny surrounds us every day. Those of you who have helped me build my platform, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it is you who have kept me going. The great patriots of this country are like none other, and when we work together, there is nothing we can't achieve. I, like many like me, have spent many sleepless nights and sacrificed so much to be able to use my voice for the purpose I believe that God gave me. My hope is that one day, true freedom will be restored, not just here in America, but all over the world. My hope is that those warriors God has put here at this time will awaken to their true purpose. In the words of a man who has endured years of public injustice, there is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never, ever, ever back down. As long as we are confident and united, the tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance, because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God, and God alone. To the many like me who've been silenced, we will rebuild. We will keep coming back, and we will continue to share truth. Thanks for listening.